It was at this moment that Nathan knew he fucked up.
So in the previous two parts, you've seen us ride exploring a beautiful transparent glacier lake, which took us a couple of miles in gravel riding to reach. On our way back, I was wanting to find a spot with yellow flowers that I wanted to see where the road goes. However, I couldn't remember where it was. So Scott let me take the lead so I could find it, but as usual I totally forgot our turns back home until I realized it too late that we had to take a right. But I was already throttle open for straight. A suspension bounce and then I lost focus for a second here. The bad part of this gravel is it looked the same as road from far until it was too late. So imagine hitting gravel at 50 miles per hour or 80 kilometers an hour. We all know how stock street bikes and gravel don't mix. Now imagine on a sport bike with lowered clip-ons, not on stock tire which at least has some grooves, but on a more track-worthy tire which is a big no-no for off-road. 80 kilometers an hour. What do you expect? A crash. After all, we've all been in this situation or know someone who has been taken down by a bit of gravel at a much lower speed than this. But now, watch what happens, and I'll explain it in a bit. So basically nothing happens. I'm laughing, I'm having fun. Even my friends thought I was gonna crash.
I flew off into the off-road at really fast speed.
So what gives? Why didn't I crash? Turns out, practice is a great thing. For years, even back in India when I had a sport bike or my tiny 100cc scooter, the original Africa single, I've always took it off-road. Give me a big street bike to test and even then I always look forward to taking it off-road every ride. This is not something I do due to say trend of YouTube viewers wanting to see bikes off-road or the fresh trend of buying ADV bikes for highway trips. You can trace back my habits of off-roading back to 10 years ago. Tasting off-road has always been an intrinsic part of my trips way before the fresh trends. And back in a time when YouTube viewers would actually write negative comments on seeing a sport bike off-road. Imagine if I would have listened to any of these naysayer comments or opinions. Today I would have panicked, grabbed that front brake and crashed. The USA hospital bills are very, very, very expensive. Luck and practice though, I didn't. And not to mention, ever since I actually got a dual sport motorcycle after moving to US, a bike that is properly meant for this and the epic trips that it has taken me in North America where conditions were much worse.
Oh man, I'm glad we're not on the other side of the road. The front definitely slips.
I know, you're clueless here because the vlogs of those trips are still a top secret and not released yet. I will eventually catch up with all the editing and you shall see. Thanks to all that riding in the past and here, I seem to have gotten much better at tackling gravel at higher speeds than what I began with a decade ago.
Oh my god. Fully enjoying.
So that saved my ass even though I was aggressively crouched due to my clip-on handlebars and my bike's no longer a sport tourer or a standard street bike with upright position, even though my tires were a big no for slightest gravel. Practice saved my ass. In my mind though, I wonder if I could replicate this on a seriously powerful 1000cc. Maybe I will someday.
Sorry, I was having too much fun. Sorry, but
I thought you'd remember when you
yeah.
And when you hit that gravel at like 50 miles an hour, I thought you were gonna bail.
It was okay.
Okay, well, you wanted to stop in that field.
Yeah, there is. You see a place with like a lot of yellow on both sides,
Yeah.
and so there is a small mud road, like dry mud road in the yellow.
Here, right?
It's somewhere, yeah.
Okay, so you take the lead.
But I can't remember where it is. But
Well, neither can I. But
okay,
stop when you're ready.
okay.
So if you ask me, hey HBB, I went off-road unexpectedly and it was scary, what do? I say, go again and again and again, like I did a few miles later again.
Jeez, my face is visible, isn't it? You know what we have to do? We need to wipe out our forks now that we are out of mud. When we stop for coffee,
We need to do what?
wipe our fork tubes,
Oh, yeah.
because you know the particles will scrape in.
2 miles.
Yeah, once we're at the coffee, so
Good idea.
The weather was getting cold as sun set, and we ended this nice ride with an ice cream, coffee, and traffic back home. Scott and Tanya rode away midway towards their home, and I gunned it back to Seattle as I was getting super cold and hungry again. When I reached home, I was surprised to see that this was a 440 kilometers trip. Not bad for starting at noon and being back home before dark, I guess. And at the end of this edit, I am surprised that this must be the fastest I've uploaded a trip vlog. Just 45 days, maybe?
we'll finish Scott's bike first, and then we can come to my bike. So Scott, go ahead. If you can tell us all the mods.
Oh my god.